Hello friends, welcome back. This is Nima. Today we're going to make this card. It's a really simple card. It won't be exactly like that, but something similar. I was looking for something to do really fast, but also that looks more like a little original, I should say, or that is simple, but it doesn't look that simple. Let's put it that way. So I'm using watercolors, and the paper that I'm using is also watercolor. I need some brushes, and I'm gonna need also a pen if you want to do those borders around, and I'm using these micron pens. So it's not gonna take that long. It's a really easy process that I have in here, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is stamp my sentiments. I'm gonna make 3 cards, and I'm using some of those florals from Gina K. This is an old one, and Antique Roses, I think is the name, and this was a collaboration of Gina with Hero Art. This is actually the one that I use in my card. So from those same stamp set, I'm gonna stamp in here a few sentiments. I have one in here that is true friends are always together in spirit. And I'm looking for something that I can keep small, square. Best wishes is another one that we can use. And I use already thankful for you. You're so lovely, or you have been in my mind. Yes, that's a good one. Now that I'm stamping those in there, let me add this one in here. It's a little larger from what I have in mind, but just in case I need another one. That's a single rose can be my garden, a single friend, my word. Leo Buscaglia. Oops. Pick this up. And I'm stamping this first, so they get dry, because I'm using VersaFine Clear. So they're completely dry when I'm done. That's better. That's good. Good enough. So we'll put this on the side, and then when it's dry, I'm gonna cut them like rectangle shapes. And let's paint the cards. Like I said, I'm going to make 3 cards. And instead of stamping first, I'm just going to randomly drop the paint on my cards in here. One thing that we need also, spray. If you don't have a spray bottle, you can just add some water to the card. We just want to help this card to have less resistance to the paint, and for this method, for this process, you definitely need watercolor paper, because I want the color to stay on top. I put too much water in this one. I can see that there is like dripping in here, so I'm just gonna grab my paper. And one thing that you can do also is, if you have too much water, you can just put the paper on slightly on top, just to get the excess of water. Because again, what I want with that first water spray in there is to minimize the resistance. And I'm gonna drop my colors in here, and yes, they look intense. So don't worry, because when you add watercolor after it dries, it's gonna dry lighter. And I'm using only 3 colors. And the reason why I'm using just these 3 colors is because these 3 colors, if they blend, they create amazing colors, but they're not gonna give me like weird colors in there. Right? So I have my colors in there, and I'm just playing a little bit. I have clean water in here, and with the clean water, I'm gonna soften the edges a little bit. And that way I make it like blend into the white in there. And if you want to help them to blend a little, yeah, go ahead, do that. I don't want to paint the whole thing, the whole card. Just leave some edges in here. And that's it for that one. So let's put that one on the side. Let's come back with this one. I'm helping it to get flat a little bit because I added that water in there. And then I'm just gonna drop in here a little bit. Still, I don't have any idea about the position of my stamp, and that's actually the reason why I'm doing this first, because I don't want to be attached to that. I don't want to have to I don't want to think about this is green, this should be green or pink or whatever. I'm just adding colors in here. And then I play with the stamp and the position of my stamp, whatever way I want it. And when I add colors, I'm adding them in a diagonal, leaving some space around, giving it a break to breathe also. And also at the same time, I'm playing with the balance. I have yellow on this side, yellow on the opposite side, blue, blue, pink, kind of diagonal, going on the diagonal. And then again, I'm gonna soften the edges. I have my little rag in here that I take water and I touch my little rag so I can get the excess. And I'm gonna soften these edges in here. Actually, that blue in there, I can just use gravity to bring it down in there. All right. I think I'm gonna add a little more of the pink in here. And I like when I add pure color, that you drop the color and then the color kind of disperse that way. You see it in there, how it goes. I love those type of effects. So just play with your colors and just have fun with this, right? I'm not too happy with that space in there. It's too white, so I'm just gonna. And I'm okay if I have little spaces, but something big, I'm gonna try to remove it from there. And then here's my last one, and my last one seemed to be like kind of dry already, so I'm gonna spray it one more time. And I'm going back with my colors. I have my backup tray in here in case I'm running low in colors. So pink is my main color, but you can use any other color as your main color. Definitely this one needs a little more spray, more water. I just want those colors to run in there. You see how beautiful that went in there, like dispersing a little. And I love this purple that gets created in here. And if it's not moving, you can help it. Let's add some yellow. Let's create that orange or that green that it gets in here. Okay, and we're gonna let this dry. If you have a heat gun, you can use that. Otherwise, just let it dry. And I'm gonna use clean water to soften these edges in here. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of blue in here. Just a little bit. To balance the blues. The yellows are kind of around, so I wanted to have some blue around too. Right? So let's this dry. Something else that you can do, and apologize. So I was gonna let it dry, and then suddenly I come up with something new. That's me. You can just splatter a little bit, because that's going to create another reaction. And if something you think is kind of not on the right place, you can always add some water and make it softer a little bit, because this is going to be too strong. But I'm okay with that in there. But I just wanted that reaction of the pure pink hitting the other colors. And these ones, they still a little wet, so you can actually do that and you will get something still, you see. And you can do it with any colors. Like I said, pink is my main. That's why I'm splattering with the pink. This one, it was a little more dry, so I'm gonna move it a little more so it's not like a big pink in there. Okay, so let's wait until it's dry and we'll come back. Okay, these are dry, and now we just need to stamp. And I have my different stamps in here. I'm just gonna kind of figure out, like, I like that one on that one. So that one will go in here. And I use the, is it like on the acetate, you get the design, and then you can play with that just to have an idea where you want it. Perfect, that's gonna be in this one. And then I have this other one in here, and it's a single flower, and I'm gonna put it like that, and it feels like I can put that butterfly, or I got some other butterflies in here, or I can add this butterfly in here. Seems to be a little too big. You know, we can do like a half of the butterfly. Yeah, we'll do that for that one. So it is still big, but I'm just gonna do half of that butterfly. So that's gonna be for that one in here. So I'm using stamping tool to do this. And like you already know, my stamping tool needs needs a replacement. But that's needs to be approved by the budget committee. And the budget committee is saying that no, I have lupus. Medicines go first. So we keep pressing in this one. It's okay. We use some tape or whatever we need to put in there around so it stays in place. So I'm just gonna stamp my design in here. And I'm gonna do the same for the others. So I'm just gonna go faster on this video in here, all right? So I finished stamping all my cards, and we are ready to put all this together. As you can notice, I have to stamp several times. This watercolor paper, it's a rough one. It's cold press 300 GSM. So it's not that smooth, so I have to stamp several times. For my butterfly, I stamped half, and then I have to finish the little butterfly in there, but that's why we have I'm using this pen, and you know, that's the beauty of all that. So my cards, they're cut as 4.25 by 5.5, and that's the full size. And I'm adding glue in here, and I already put some tape, double face tape, because I want to make sure that it gets flat, and also because the watercolor paper, it has this little bit of, it's a little warp in there, so I like to add glue plus the tape. And then we're gonna add the message, the sentiments, that they're dry. And I already cut those sentiments. When I added the tape, I added the tape to the card all the way to the corners and one strip in the middle. And if you're gonna add something else, like been thinking, I'm adding some gold. The other day I made this bookmark, and it's same technique. No, I just put some color, the stamp, and then I added some splatters in gold. So we can do that, and let's do it now before we add the message. And this is Artistro watercolor. Fantastic, really, really good. I'm gonna use this one. Is my favorite one. Actually, the one above has a lot of glitter, and it's really good for that too. And I'm using kind of a small size. It's watercolor. Hopefully I don't get that many that they're not on my desk. All right. And I'm just adding them around. Let's put more water in here. And I like to work with my splatter in a diagonal, but adding some extra, you know, like the ones that they're gonna kind of walk your through the design. It just help you with your eyes moving around. And then for this one, I want to add some intentionally in here on my butterfly. Maybe I did a little too much on that one. Well, there's nothing such as gold splatter in there. Oops, that's my light, my lamp. Right, so we just need to add the message. And I was thinking that a single rose, that's a kind of a big one. You've been in my mind, for me, kind of works very well in there. Although True Friends, oh, that's beautiful too. You've been in my mind, definitely. And that's, I have foam tape. True Friends are always together. Best wishes in there. And True Friends are always together. Okay. So let's do that. On my original card, I did the border around the message and around the card. You can do that as well using your pen. Any Sharpie will do it too. True friends are always together in spirit. I'm going to switch that one. I'm going to put that one in here. And best wishes. And that one. Or, that one. A single rose can be my garden. A single friend, my word. Definitely. I'm going to put it kind of lower in here. All right. And then I'm going to go around. And I have to be careful because that gold ink. And I'm just going to draw simple line, no perfect. Stop and bring your pen up, lift your pen from time to time so you get those empty spaces. And you can do the same in the message. So I cut the message really, especially this one, really close. But that will help to define the spaces. Let's do the same on this one. And because the design in here kind of goes out, you can just jump that area. That makes it feel like the design is on top. Give it a cool effect. And if you want, you can add other embellishments. I'm just gonna stick to the gold only. This just makes it look completely different. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And meet me again another day when I'm going to be making some other cards. I hope you like them. Thank you again. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.